Being addicted is not being able to stop something on your own.
For me, addiction was doing absolutely anything to get what I wanted, which was drugs.
I was just so entangled in the mess I had created for myself. I didn't think there was any way of escape. And addiction is just doing the same thing over and over and thinking something is going to change, and nothing ever changes.
Addiction is like being in a mental jail cell. You know that there's freedom outside it, but you don't know how to get out.
I hated my addiction so much. I hated looking in the mirror and seeing the person I'd become. I tried to quit, I wanted to quit, I just couldn't stop.
My addiction replaced everything that was important to me. It became more important than my friends and my family and all my passions. It became my passion.
Every day, addiction traps more and more people, and it's hard for many to understand how a lifestyle that causes so much pain could possibly take over someone's life. But the reality is, it does, and the problem is growing. It's not just individuals who are affected. Our state and our country are truly standing at a crossroads.
26 million Americans are currently suffering the ravages of drug and alcohol addiction. And the statistics in Minnesota are just as frightening. Minneapolis-St. Paul is now considered one of the most intoxicated areas in the entire United States.
Here at the Hennepin County Jail, 60% of the people coming in the front door are under the influence of alcohol and/or controlled substance. And I can tell you that for every $1 that we spend on prevention and treatment, we see about $50 being spent on the effects of addiction.
I am tired of meeting with family members and trying to explain to them why their family member had to die from a drug overdose. But the problem is they never really addressed the issue of drug use in their lives, either because they didn't want to or they didn't feel they could.
While the consequences of addiction are severe and can affect children, neighborhoods, and whole communities, it's important to realize that transformation is possible. At some point, every addict will reach his or her own personal crossroads and have to choose whether to continue in addiction or to change.
Ryan and I met in the 4th grade, and we've been through a lot, but one of the biggest things that we've walked through and dealt with has been our addiction.
I couldn't stop even if I wanted to. And anyone that was even remotely close to me would just go on the train wreck with me.
My addiction was narcotic pain medication. I would take as much as I could just so I didn't have to feel what was going on around me and have to deal with life itself, because I didn't know how to deal with it.
I really wasn't home a lot. And when I was home, I was either drunk or on my way to getting drunk.
They just never knew whether mom was gonna yell or whether dad was gonna yell, or they literally just run and find something else to do away from both of us.
Before my parents came to Minnesota Teen Challenge, I felt like I didn't have a family that I could count on because both my parents were addicted to drugs. I was scared a lot that they wouldn't be okay. I felt like I had to take care of my brother and protect him. I remember waking up and getting ready for school all by myself, and even having to get my parents out of bed. All they wanted to do was sleep. It felt like they weren't even really there.
Here I am in the kitchen just, throwing them back one after another. And, my wife's maybe passed out by herself, and my daughter's upstairs praying in her room for us, when we should be praying for her as parents. It's heartbreaking.
I used to lie in my bed at night and pray to God that I could have my mommy and daddy back. I know God answers prayers because He helped my mom and dad and brought them to Teen Challenge. Both my parents are here today and they both love Jesus now. Pretty soon they are going to graduate and this whole time will have been worth it because we will be a family again.
I knew that walking through those doors was the first day out of life that I never knew how to live.
I knew things had to change, but I had no clue how awesome things would become.
Here at Minnesota Teen Challenge, we know firsthand that when an addict stands at the crossroads, desperate and broken, making the choice to change the direction of their life can be overwhelming. If they're willing to make that step, it's critical that we be there to help. From all of us here at Teen Challenge, I want to thank you for partnering with us. Your prayers and financial support have been vital in allowing us to serve more people than ever before. With your help, we will continue bringing hope and freedom to those that need it most. Thank you.